So I just watched the film Jacob's Ladder, and it's a trip. Basically, it was released in 1990, and Tim Robbins, plays this um, Vietnam era veteran who he starts having these flashbacks of his time over in Vietnam, but not everything's adding up, and so basically, come to find out, long story short, that there were experiments done on the soldiers over there, and now that they're living with the nightmarish visions. And the film is very interesting. The way that it's shot, the way that the imagery is awesome. The scary stuff that's supposed to be there is really good. But it's kind of hard to find the plot at the beginning. It's kind of hard it was for me, maybe not for everybody. It was for me to find it a little hard to find the plot. And I did like it. I really did. It was crazy because there's this part where it all starts because he goes into like shock, basically, of a panic attack because he runs into one of his old buddies, and then he has a very extreme high fever. They have to take him to the hospital, and they put him in an ice bath, and that's kind of where everything, starts, so to speak. He wakes up with his wife and then their son, Macaulay Culkin. And but then he starts to notice certain things, and he starts seeing weird things. Like there's one part where he sees his wife as a demon, and he just shoves her off, and she's like, "Fuck off," and just leaves. And it's very interesting how they did this. We were seeing, I think, his Vietnam era flashbacks coming in the form of demons. It was an interesting film, and it was definitely a scary one. Not necessarily like in a monster film, but it was definitely the psychological torture, and it really did a good job of doing that with the Vietnam era veterans and that bringing that into it. He figures out that the government is doing these tests on the Vietnam veterans, and he gets all of his buddies to believe when they go see Jason Alexander, who is supposed to be a lawyer that's supposed to back them up and everything, and then he backs out last minute. There's just all kinds of crazy things that happen. But it's just a really cool way that it was shot, and it really was a horror film in the sense of it was just madness. It was kind of like how Guy Ritchie films are, but this one was good. And I don't know. And it was a horror film, like I said, but it wasn't a typical horror film. It'll probably take a couple watches to understand every little thing that's going on. But honestly, overall, I definitely recommend it. It was really cool. I remember hearing about this film long, long time ago when it was like I don't know if it was a TV movie or they were just showing it on TV premiere or whatever. But the point is, it's really good. Good acting, good direct. I mean, everything's good about it. The special effects were good for the time, and the scary stuff was scary, man. What more can you say if you're watching a horror film? That's what you want. That's what you get. So check it out, Jacob's Ladder, if you haven't seen it. And if you have, let me know what you think, and I'll be back with something soon. Take it easy.